Ball python season is always very exciting, but sometimes you get a ridiculous surprise. And today, when I opened this can up and I didn't realize the worms that were inside, it was really special, and we're gonna tell you why. My name's Adam, you're watching Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles, stick around. I'm pretty excited that we got ball pythons this year. Medusa laid, you saw how big she was in this video, and it was really exciting. Now, why it's so special, I'm going to show you the little worms in a minute, is because there was two fathers. And there was two fathers to this clutch, and I'm going to open up, and you're going to see what it is. These are little banana ball pythons with a little fly in them. And they're super duper cute, and I'll tell you why they're so exciting and why it's so exciting that these little guys are bananas. In the videos before, you've seen Zapdos, and you probably noticed that he hasn't been around for a while. Zapdos passed away in January, right after he was done breeding with Medusa. He didn't show any signs of sickness, and the reason that I don't talk about these things on the channel is because if your snakes die and you have a YouTube channel, then you're a monster. But the reality is, sometimes snakes get cancer, sometimes snakes get illnesses, and you don't know until it's too late. So we paired Pikachu with Medusa, who is an albino, and she's a het for albino. And it turns out, Pikachu, you are not the father. Zapdos was the dad. So I want to pull out these eggs here. I labeled it a cutting video, but it looks like the last one pipped. So we're going to figure out what is in each one. I'm going to open up the eggs a little bit, and we're going to see what this clutch is. I am super excited, and I was not expecting the odds that we got in this clutch. So that's the excitement. Zapdos lives on, and I don't know, it's really sad that he's gone. I love that snake. The really great news is, I think we've got 4 or 5 bananas, actually. And a banana is, I'm always get this wrong, codominant, and if I'm wrong, which I probably am, I'll put it right here, because I know banana's a weird one. They've got weird genetics. There are a bunch of videos to the male makers and female makers, and I'm way too dumb for that. But let's go ahead and look what's inside these eggs. And I called it a cutting video because there was one I thought I was going to have to cut, but it turned out I didn't have to cut any. They all popped their heads out on the same day, or about 36 hours apart. So normally for ball pythons, when I used to breed them back in the day, you wait for the first one to pop out, and 24 hours later you cut the rest to make sure. Because snakes have this thing called an egg tooth, and that's what they grow on the inside of the egg. Falls off a couple days later, and it's just like a little tooth on their nose that they use to slit the shell and get themselves free. And if they were born or they incubated without one, there's no reason to make them die. It's not the wild. There's no survival of the fittest. I'm going to eventually sell them. You don't need to message me. I'll let you guys know when they go on the website. There is no list. But let's go ahead and dive in. Let's see what there is, and we'll set them up in containers. And to do that, it's really simple. We're going to keep it really minimalistic and really kind of sterile to start with. So I know that most people like to give them elaborate hides and stuff. And I'm going to do no substrate until they start eating a few meals. So 2 sheets of paper towel. That's it. You can use a third here if you really care about covering up that little bit of section right here. I use clay bowls just because the plastic ones, they overturn, and there is a way you can cut PVC pipe and then stick it in there, but I don't have a fancy rack. So we're just going to do it like that. They don't need lids because they actually fit into the rack perfectly. And let's just go ahead and go in here. We got a bucket of water here, which, let's make sure is the right temperature. If it's over 80 degrees, then you're good. It is 95 degrees. So yeah, that's perfect. So we'll put the little snakes inside of here. In here, it's about 91 to 95. It's not too big of a difference. Just to wash off some of the vermiculite and throw them in here. Okay, you're bored of me talking. What do we got in here? The important thing when you take out the babies is you want to make sure that they're not attached to their egg sac anymore. So it's been a couple days for some of these guys. So you'll see on their belly, and this guy is not connected to this egg anymore. So basically, you're just going to take them, you're going to stick them in the water. They'll keep their head out themselves. You're just trying to wash out some of the vermiculite, and oop, it's okay. They won't drown themselves. And then you take them, and then you put them in their new bin. And they're going to be a little bit wet. This guy's balled up. He's going to be all right. We're going to put some water into here, and we're going to give him some paper towels just to hide. We'll show you that when we put him in the rack. And there's a way you can sex them right out of the egg. I am not an expert. If you want to watch that, a Mutation Creation or a Barchuck, whatever, any of those channels, they can sex them right out of the egg. I just feel comfortable not to pop the hemipene, so we'll keep a tally and we'll keep you posted. Hit subscribe, and we'll let you know what we got. But the first one is just a normal. Just a normal. And because banana, there can't be a het banana, that's it. Just a normal. Cute little normal. How many times can I say normal? Another really important thing if you're breeding ball pythons is if you see something like this, where you can tell it's a banana, but it's inside the egg. It has pipped, but it's still inside the egg. Never pull that snake outside of the egg, ever. You want to make sure that they come out on their own and they've fully picked up that, or they fully absorbed that egg sac is what I should say. And what we've got here is we've got another banana who is completely detached from the egg sac. So we can go ahead and put this guy in the water. Now, they might stick their heads under and try to swim. That's okay. They're not going to drown themselves. And now he's out. And we're just trying to rinse off some of that substrate, which you don't even really have to. Some people don't do. And of course, I didn't set up a bin yet. This guy out of the egg seems pretty cool. And the nice thing about bananas, the really cool thing is before their first shed, the purples, I don't know how well the camera's picking them up. They've got like this purple about them, which I think is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to try with one hand without getting him all covered in substrate again. We'll just throw them in here and we'll put the paper towel in after in a second. And now some people go crazy and they weigh them and they mark the exact time that they were born and all this. The important thing is just to make sure that they're happy and they're set up properly and they're healthy. And you don't even really have to get the substrate off. They're going to have their first shed within the week, probably in the next couple of days. And that's where you can start to feed them. So once they've got their first shed done with, you can just worry about feeding them then. And also, if you don't wash them off, the substrate will come off with their first shed as well. So it is kind of an easy thing. So let's just kind of speed this along here. So far, we've got one banana and we've got one normal. Let's see what else we got. Some of them you can actually see. This is maybe not as exciting as the egg cuttings that other YouTubers will do. But this guy here, you see that he's got... his egg sac is fully absorbed, so you know he's good. And he's still got a little bit of substrate on him, but you can still feel the slime of the egg. And you don't want to make them too scared or stressed out. So you want to make it as easy as possible. And like I said, we'll show you in a second putting the little egg carton or rolls, the newspaper, what am I trying to say here? Toilet rolls. Or the toilet paper rolls in here so they've got a place to hide as well. So it looks like there's only two left that are outside of the egg, so we'll take care of those first. They are both bananas. And the nice thing about ball pythons is like they're pretty chill right out of the egg. I know you guys have seen bull snakes and a bunch of other species with the egg cuttings and they come out pretty feisty. Ball pythons for the most part come out pretty chill and they're really easy to just take care of. And right here we got banana number 2. Now this one is on top of the egg. I thought I saw him slithering around earlier, so I want to make sure that he's not... Oh, he is still in his egg a bit, but he's detached. So his little tail was in his egg, but he's detached from his eggs, his yolk sac. So if I knew that his tail was in there, I still probably wouldn't have done it, but he's all right. And we'll just ever so gently try to... Hello. So there you go, banana number 2. Well, it's actually banana number 3. Now we've got 2 normals and 3 bananas. Let's see what else is in, and this is the fun part because these ones, we're not cutting them, but we gotta poke our heads inside and see what kind of worms we got in these cans. Now obviously we've got one right here that's in his little egg, and this is just a normal here, right? So now we've got a new tally. Oh, poor little guy. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this one is empty. Okay. All right, what do we have here? It looks like another little banana. So 2 sets of tweezers would probably be better, and I don't really need to rip it anymore. He's going to be able to get out. So we can see that's a banana. Is he responsive? Obviously, because he cut his own egg. Get that one out of the way. And now, another banana. Now, what do we have here? He's got his little nose. I saw his little nose out earlier. And this looks like... It looks like another little normal. Another little normal. Alright, so the idea is you don't want to spill too much of the fluid out. They're going to be okay. He's taking a couple breaths on his own. And that's his little snoot. That's his little snoot right there. So we'll just ever so slightly put that back. Just real quick before we get to the babies again, just to find out what the last two are. The odds are, we're at 4 and 4 right now. The odds are 50-50. You get 50% normals and 50% bananas. So if we've got, oh, he did stick his little booper out here. Get in here. Look at his little booper. So the odds are that we actually are going to have one more little booper, which looks like a banana. We don't even have to take that egg apart any more than it already is. And if this one's a normal, that means we hit the odds exactly the way that we're supposed to. You don't need to show the microphone, that's fine. That means that we're going to hit the odds exactly the way that a snake calculator at ballpython.com or whatever would. Snakery Bakery has a really good calculator as well. And, oh, you don't want to tilt the egg. I already know what it is because I saw him stick his little booper out earlier.
Is that normie?
And it's another normal. Yes, so that means that we got 5 and 5, which is really exciting because that's exactly the odds that you'd think that you would get, right? So we're going to wait for these guys to come back out of their shells. And once they're completely out of their shells, we'll set them up as well. But never ever take the snake out of the egg prematurely. It is a terrible idea. Don't just cut the egg open and whatever. And there's nothing wrong if you want to cut your eggs at day 55, 53, 55, whatever. I just prefer not to, let them get out as best as they can. So there you go. That is the exciting story. I didn't really get into the story too much, but sad news. Zapdos unfortunately passed away. He was a rescue. We had no idea how old he was when we got him. We kind of thought that he was pretty old. But the good news is he bred successfully and he made some babies. So now we've got 5 baby Zapdos. Maybe we'll name one Zapdos the second. I'm definitely going to keep one of the bananas. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. Let me know in the comment section. Is that a really cool story? Are you mad that a ball python died? And there's no way that ball pythons die without you knowing how. You're a monster. Or do you think that maybe it's kind of cool that we got some normals and we should keep one of those too? Let me know in the comment section. And of course, I did this video because, well, normally this is the part where I say that I do all the videos because you tell me to, but we got babies, so thought of this one on my own. But if you've got an idea that you want to see as part of a video, throw it down in the comments section. That's where I get 99% of the video ideas. And the most special thank you so much to the people who already knew about this, the Patreon supporters. If for as little as $1 a month, you get to see stuff like this early. You get to know the pairings. The people on Patreon know the pairings of the other clutch that I've got in the incubator right now, which I've not talked about until right now. Anyway, $1 a month. We'd really appreciate it. I think I've plugged absolutely everything. Hit subscribe. See you on Monday.